If you're an online coach or a consultant and you want to get more organized, you want to get more productive, and you want to get more done, well, then the tools that you use day to day play a massive role in the outcomes in your business. Now, I've been in online entrepreneurship for a decade now, and I've played with almost every tool there is under the sun. And these are the three tools that I use in my productivity system every single day to help me earn over $50,000 a month in my solopreneur online coaching business. So without further ado, let's get stuck into the video, and I'm going to show you what tools they are and how you can use them too. So the first thing that forms the basis of any productivity system is your calendar. The calendar is such an integral part of what you do day to day and week to week, and of course, month to month and year to year. So I personally have played around with so many different variations of calendar softwares. I really want to get on board with Apple calendars, but the reality is that the scheduling functionality in Apple calendars just isn't powerful enough for my business. So I've landed on and have used for the last few years Google Calendar. It's just perfect. It does everything that it's supposed to do and more. In particular, if you run online meetings on something like Zoom or Google Meets, then what I love about Google Calendar is that you can add these add-ons here from Google Workspace so that you can very quickly and easily create meetings that have Zoom links and event details tied into them. So as an example, if I wanted to book in a meeting here with a new client, so I'll just go new client example, I can just very quickly change this to Zoom. I can put in the client's address details and I can press save. And now it will send that event to the client's email. And as soon as they click on the link in the email, they will be able to join the Zoom call. So really nice and easy. Now I supercharge my calendar with using Calendly. So Calendly is just a paid software that enables me to create various links for different things. So I have like a consultation call link. If I grab the link here, and I copy this, if I was to send this to a client or somebody who wants to book in time with me, when they open this page, they can just literally choose a time and a date that works for them, and it will automatically send all of the event details into my calendar and into their calendar. And it just saves the back and forth of, having to speak to people and arrange a time that works for them, and then does it work for you, and yada, yada, yada. The lovely thing about Calendly is that it will speak to your calendar and it will make sure there are no conflicts. So if I've got an event in my Google Calendar at this time, nobody will be able to book that through my Calendly link. So rest assured, I can give people the link freely and know that I'm not going to be double booked. So that is the basis of my productivity system, is Google Calendars. Now, I'm very conscious about what gets put in here and what doesn't. So I personally don't do working in the business on Wednesdays or Fridays. So Wednesdays and Fridays, I cannot be booked through my Calendly. So if you was to come into my availability here, you will see that Wednesdays I can't be booked. And I do have one slot now from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. on a Friday, but that's it. So for me, Wednesdays and Fridays are the days that I work on my business, and Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays are the days that I work in my business. I don't, like a lot of people, schedule in all of the different things that I'm going to be doing throughout the week in my Google Calendar. All I'll simply use it for is to put in events that I have coming up, and reminders for renewals for clients. So you can see here, I've got clients that are renewing at these days. These are just events that pop up in my calendar to remind me that this person either needs to renew or they're exiting the program. Okay. So I know a lot of coaches and consultants will basically plan their days in entirety. They'll have a block in here like write content, record content, send outreach emails, whatever it is, right? I don't do that personally. I like to have lots of white space and only use this for critical stuff that's coming up that I need to be made aware of. Now, the second part of my productivity system is Apple Notes. Now, I have been a long-time user of platforms like Notion. I've used Gamma. I've used lots of different platforms for my note-taking. But I think when you get the categories and the folders right in Apple Notes, if you're an Apple user, it's honestly the best note-taking app that you can use. The thing that I love about it most is that it syncs across all of my devices. So when I'm in my office, I use my iMac, which I'm working on right now. When I'm out and about, I use my iPhone, which isn't in shot, which is it here. And I also have a MacBook Pro and I have an iPad Pro as well. So I'm always on an Apple device, and all of my notes sync across all of my devices through my iCloud. So what's important about getting your note-taking software right from a productivity standpoint is just the folders and the subfolders. So I have a folder for social media. If we go in here as an example, I've got long form content folder, I've got a short form content folder, and within each of those subfolders, I have more subfolders, right? So iPad scripts. So these are for when I'm doing content for short form platforms like Instagram. I draw on my iPad. I've got these scripts in here. Captions for my posts are kind of all saved in here, ready to go. Long form content ideas. Okay, these are long form YouTube videos that need to be recorded or have been recorded. Ideas for posts that I want to make, that I want to elaborate on, all saved nice and neatly in the relevant folders. Client information. Okay, so client notes. Whenever I jump on a call with a client and I'm taking notes, I'll be doodling on my iPad. I'll write the notes out in here, and they again save across all of my devices, right? So I'm a very visual learner, and I like to do things on the screen with my clients as and when I'm speaking to them, and that saves across all of my Apple devices, so I can quickly grab those notes up as and when I need to. So the point that I want to make about Apple Notes is it looks really simple and basic when you open it up for the first time, and if you're the type of person who just randomly writes notes and then creates a new one, it might even be a little bit messy. But if you spend the time to create folders and subfolders, it's a really nice, neat way of compartmentalizing all of your important information and keeping hold of that important information. I even go to the extent of, like, let me just show you this. If I go to personal development, I go into training, I've got my training routine in here, right? For my gym routine. And I can record all of my sets and reps and make sure I'm progressing week to week. That is the extent to which I use Apple Notes, okay? Just to give you a bit of an idea. Now, the third part in my productivity system is reminders, okay? One of the really key things that people will talk about when they speak about productivity is having a second brain. So where do you store information that you shouldn't be thinking about all the time? You just need to kind of put it somewhere that it's remembered for you. And that's what I use reminders for. And again, this is a free app across Apple devices, syncs across all of my devices. I have different folders for different things. So again, renewals, all of my clients that are renewing are in here with dates to remind me when they're due to renew. And that will pop up and tell me on the day that it's there. Client tasks. So you can see I had a task for today, which was to review one of my clients, John's school platform, and give him critical feedback. And that's been done. So that's been ticked off. Any events that I have coming up, they are linked in there. So reminders is a fantastic way for me to just get information that I don't want to be thinking about consciously all the time, saved in a place, and it can remind me when the time is relevant. And that is it. That is my 3-step productivity system. It's really straightforward. Like I said, I've been in online business for about a decade now, and I've played with almost every piece of software and kit that you can imagine to try and run my week, my month, my year. And these are the 3 platforms that I have landed upon that I absolutely love. So hopefully you found this video useful, and I'll be uploading more videos like this to the channel in the playlist, which is labeled Tech for Coaches. So I will see you on the next one. Peace and love.